All right. Good morning, guys. Okay, welcome back after the tea. I hope you are refreshed and ready for the sessions. So, welcome. I'll welcome back again to all of the participants here. My name is Sushil. I'm one of the volunteers for APGI. We have this session from Mr. Shijo Paul. He's a passionate trainer and a life coach. He loves working with people and organizations and help them realize their true potential. Being in the industry for over 25 years, Shijo brings in the wealth of experience as a team and leadership mentor for startup firms, technology companies, software giants, and service providers. He has worked in telecom, airline,
Sushil, I think,
healthcare.
thank you so much, Sushil, for this kind introduction. I really appreciate that. Uh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
we will get started.
So we'll get started. Over to
So,
Shijo.
yeah, this is a busy slide. I'm not going to talk about any of that. But in case you have any questions on some of these certifications and so on, right, feel free to talk to me at any point of time. We can get connected beyond this 90 minutes we'll be spending together. So I'm so glad that all of you have come here for this particular topic. Uh, this is the first one for sure is something everyone here is familiar with measuring today. Yeah? Now the second part, the value delivery. Of course, we do deliver value. We are going to talk about a few of the aspects of value delivery and so on. But what we will focus on today is the value delivery part and how do you really measure it? Because, yeah, we all have organizations which are really proud of the value being delivered. But how do you know? How do you know how are we doing as organizations in value delivery? So that is going to be our focus for today, and this is going to be our agenda. We will explore the value a little bit as we start off. What is this whole value thing that we keep talking about? Now, we all have our understanding of what value is, but we'll just have a few discussions around that. Now, why even measure value? Why do you even bother to measure value? That's a question that we have to have clarity on before we actually try to attempt to do that, right? Then for our practical work, by the way, all of you are going to do some hands-on activity. Are you all okay for that? Yes? Thank you. So you will be actually working, and hopefully by the end of this session, you all will be creating two charts. One is around the value delivery, and the other one, let's hold on to that. I'll come to that when we get there, right? Now, before we can do that, we also need to work on something real which you can connect with. We will try to have a very small product backlog on something which you are very, very familiar with. So even though we have 90 minutes, that's a lot of activity that we need to get to, right? So product backlog creation, prioritization is going to be part of this aspect. And then we will figure out how do you measure value. So to measure anything, to measure the height of this table, we need a meter scale, right? Or feet scale or centimeter scale. And to measure value, what do you need? We need a value scale. So we are going to create what is called a value scale and actually measure the value. We'll have a roadmap. We'll do this quarter by quarter, and then we will get to the effort estimation. Why we do that? We want to also kind of normalize it, the value by the estimation, right? So that is another aspect we will be talking about. And finally, we will talk about how do you use this measured value? Because we have a lot of metrics which are vanity metrics, right? We have it. It's beautifully in some of the PowerPoint slides at organizations level, and nothing happens beyond that. So we are going to talk about that as well. So to start with, exploring value measurement. Before that, right, since we are going to talk about different metrics, all of you have been using quite a number of metrics. Now, which is your favorite agile metric? Just think of one. I know you might have like 5 different favorite ones, but just one favorite in your mind. Do you all have it in your mind? Okay, which one is it? Just one person, please answer that. Go ahead.
Difference on the balance sheet.
Difference on the balance sheet. Ultimately, right? Anybody else having the same thing? Uh, you also? Okay. All right. So let's do one thing. Can you please stand up there? Plan versus delivery. Anybody else? Plan versus delivery? No, you go ahead and stand up. We will see how many we need to talk about before everyone stands up. Time to market. Any time to markets, please go ahead, stand up. Customer satisfaction index. Go ahead, stand up. Yeah? Velocity. Okay, one second. One second, hold on, sir. Just a second. Happiness index. How many of happiness index here? Okay, so you have happiness index as well. And, oh, sorry, so happiness index and velocity, yes. Velocity. Any other velocity? Please go ahead and stand up.
Hello.
Cycle time. Cycle time, any cycle times? Yes. What else? Plan versus actual, already talked about. Anything else? Go ahead and stand up, please. We need to make sure. So what else is your favorite? NPS. Go ahead and stand up. Let's make sure that, no, wait, only one favorite. You cannot have like two favorites. Sorry. You can go ahead and stand up. Number of deployments. Anyone else? Yeah, lead time. Go ahead and stand up. Lead time. Anyone? Lead time? Okay. Okay, we have still some more people. Let's talk about like, what's your favorite? Commitment, reliability. Commitment, reliability. Anyone else? Okay. So, anything else? Velocity, I already talked about, yes. And there? Same? Okay. Okay. Burn down, yes. Which burn down? Sprint, release, sprint. Okay. Anything else that you have here? Maybe business value. Business value? Okay, please go ahead and stand up there. Anything else which you want to share?
They all say everything.
Happiness index, already shared? Okay, fantastic job. So we have quite a, please be seated. Thank you all. So we have quite a number of diverse set of metrics that we passionately track. I would have loved to ask you this next question, why do you do that? But we don't have the time for that. Of course, we need to move on. Now, what is value? Some of you also talked about value measurement. Like, what is value? We know that. Yes?
Something which satisfies me at the end of the day.
Yeah.
As a human value.
As a human value. Something which satisfies us.
Makes my day fulfilling. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and.
Something for which customer is willing to pay.
Something for which customer is willing to pay. Anything else that you would like to share, sir? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. End of the day, it is worth, right? Something worth. So that's a very, very broad definition of value. Now, like you said, absolutely, it's contextual. If you ask the business, they will talk about something which is very different from what customer might actually be speaking about, right? And if you ask a developer, the person might be talking about, again, something a little bit different. So we got to work a little bit on that when we talk about measuring value. But like, why? Why is it important to measure value? What beautiful, right? What we measure is what we get. So you measure value, you get value. Oh, that's fantastic. What else? Agilists in the room. Go ahead. Yeah. So one of the reasons why we measure anything is like, where are we today? And what's the difference to where we should actually be? So that we can plan out and make progress, right? That's very important. What else can you think of? What actually matters? Yep, very good. Are we on track? Continuous improvement. Yeah, without value? Without value, there's no meaning. And finally, yeah. Something for the customers. Okay. Absolutely. So you know these people, right? You have seen this picture many times. And what do they talk about value? Yeah. So, what do we want to do? We all want to do this, right? We are all doing that, hopefully, in at varying degrees of perfection. But yeah, what we really want to do is this particular aspect. All of you are familiar with this statement. Yes? There's no confusion there. Now, what do you do with this, right? What ways would you use this value? How does value help us today in an organizational context when you think of your, let's say, the product that you are working on and you are having this value? Go ahead. Yeah, competitive advantage, time to market perspective. Yeah. Yes. So we are all clear about, okay, how do we really get to this market faster and better? And how does that help the organization? Business growth. And for the teams, it provides what? Satisfaction, alignment. Yeah. So those are various ways which we keep looking at value, right? And how do you use value? In fact, when you do the backlog prioritization, whether we know it or not, we are many times doing this. In our discussions, we come across conversations as, okay, like, what's the value of this, right? That question somebody would have asked in some of your business meetings. Yeah? And it provides internally the alignment for everyone in the organization. Yes, this is the direction. This is of value, and we are all marching towards the same direction. And that is very, very important for an organization perspective. Now, we are looking at how do you now have a very short backlog. We are going to create one. So this involves some activity. I would also request each table to have one volunteer. If you can also join one of the tables, right, that will help. Because this will be an activity session. So we will need one of you to volunteer and then come pick us one of this. Yeah. So a volunteer from each table, please come forward. And you also need to know the number of people on your table. Pick one of this, and based on how many ever people you have on the table, pick this. Okay. Pick extra if you need to. Yeah. All right. So while we do that, we will also have. Okay. Forget about the top 5, right? Which is your top 1 backlog prioritization technique? You don't have to share that. All of you are able to think of different prioritization techniques. Yeah. Maybe just one example here. Moscow, right? One of the most popular one is Moscow. Do you recognize that symbol on the right side? Anybody recognize the symbol on the right side? Everybody got one? Everybody got one? Okay. Do you need more? I have actually moved. Okay, so that is 1, 2 for all. So what you are going to do is you have all figured out which is your favorite prioritization technique. So now you are going to discuss that with the person right next to you. Okay? Just 1 minute for that. You would share which is your prioritization technique and also why. And the other person also share that. You have probably 30 seconds to 1 minute. Your time starts now. In case anybody is here. Okay, if you could do that, now it's time to share that with your entire table. So what I would also request you to do is, as you do this, right? Now you don't have to explain the longer answer, but just one thing, like what's between the two pairs that you could discuss together. What is one prioritization technique? If you couldn't arrive upon one, but like go ahead with two, right? And at the table, please come up with how many ever prioritization techniques you can. Yeah? Go ahead, share within the tables. Yeah, no, just within the table, just talk about it. All of you could share. Just the name of the techniques. What did you learn? What is a new technique that you learned? Anyone here? Any new things that you learned in this table? Go ahead and share. Sushil, do you have a extra microphone for participants? Yeah, that'll be. Yeah, just for people to talk, right? Oh, that works. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead and share that.
So we kind of brainstormed amongst us
Yeah.
the different techniques. So we came up with Moscow, which
Okay,
is
Moscow.
yeah, and we also talk about WSJF.
WSJF. I
Yeah.
hope all of you are familiar with these terms, right? WSJF.
Yeah, and another technique was RICE framework. I think we spoke
Okay.
about it. And then stack ranking algorithm, like one of the algorithms used for product backlog prioritization.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Let's hear from maybe one or two more tables. Anyone else would like to share? Okay, go ahead. Yeah, just catch the mic.
Hello. Yeah. So we also discuss about Moscow.
Yeah,
Then
leave
that.
duplicates
Okay.
aside.
So another technique which is there is Kano.
Cano, okay.
K-A-N-O.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Cano,
Then-
yes.
Yes. Then return on investment.
Okay.
ROI.
ROI.
WSJF that we
Yeah,
talked
we
about.
talked about
and then
that.
one is RICE. RICE.
Right. Okay. All right. Anyone else? Anything else which very
One,
different?
one name we don't know the exact name, but value metrics.
Okay. All right. Let's business value. Okay. Very good. Okay. Okay. All right. Fantastic. We are going to do that. All right. Yeah, there is quite a number of prioritization techniques out there. If you haven't heard of some of these terms, right, definitely read through that. This is not going to be a session which will take you through all the prioritization techniques, but we are going to jump right into our topic. But before that, any Jira fans here? Who isn't? Hey. Okay. So this is this is your opportunity to design a new backlog management portal. So this is your opportunity to design a backlog management portal. We do have a bunch of backlog items. Since time is limited, right, I have also helped you a little bit in creating the backlog. So if you can see this here, so this is your list of backlog management product backlog items. Just open this without tearing the cards, maybe. Yeah? And you will see a bunch of cards. You will also see a set of blank cards towards the end, where if you feel like, oh, okay, whatever I want is not in this list. This is around, I think, 13 to 14 features if you want to think of them as features. But you can add more. Yeah? So please spread it on the table. Go through the list and see what else would you like to see added to that list. Okay, don't worry, just go ahead and take it out. Yeah, spread it on the table so everyone can see this. Get yourself familiar. Just read it out as you put it on the table. Yeah, as you put it on the table, please read the item so that everyone is familiar. If there are things which you would like to add to this list, you should absolutely do that. There are blank ones which you can use. It's okay. Like we need probably add one more at least, right? One or two more features if you can add. Go ahead and add at least one or two more features to the list. What would be another one or two more features? You can go ahead and add that to the list. Okay. How many of you could add at least one feature? You could add one feature? Oh, fantastic. So you could add two? That's great. Anyone else? You could add any feature here? Okay, go ahead. Nice. Yes. Yeah, yeah.
These are all major activities in Agile or Kanban. So we have to like the backlog management. So what
So anybody here not yet added any feature?
you can write continuous.
Any table still struggling with adding the feature?
Your title can be continuous.
Looks like everyone is so involved in the discussions, right? Okay. All right.
DevOps, one can and one can for DevOps also, right?
So we have more work coming up, but let's also talk about the sources of value.
Automation. DevOps is the title.
I would.
Second, you can write
So I hope you have at least one feature added. You can be seated. You have one feature added, right? You can be seated. There is no. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's good enough. One is more than sufficient. But I'm happy to see that you are very passionate about adding more. Go ahead and please be seated. We are going to look at what are the different sources of value.
so we have added two.
Okay. That's great. Every table has added at least one. So you're getting a feel of like how does this really work, right? Now, what we will do now is very briefly look at. Okay, folks, can we all have? Okay, let's wait for everyone to settle in. Can you all hear me? Yay! All of you? Yes, fantastic. Now, what are the different sources of value? That's something which some of you briefly talked about, business value. So there are different things which people look at. Of course, how many more units we can sell, how much more revenue we can make, that is a clear value aspect. But that's not the only aspect that comes to the table when we talk about value, right? There are different sources of value. Maybe even for the team, they might be, for example, all these AI changes are coming in. Maybe this is a time where probably we are kind of upskilling the team. That might be of value, and for that very reason, we will probably have a tiny little feature somewhere in the long list of otherwise business critical ones which customers are eagerly waiting for, but just to get our teams warmed up to this new changes, right? We might have that. That becomes a value. And some of these technical debt items which your teams are struggling with, probably no customer is going to be ever aware or going to ask for it. But what happens to all those items in the prioritization? They go down, right? Why? Is it because there is no value in doing the technical debt? Of course, there is value in doing technical debt, but why do they go down? Because we don't really talk about the value of that. Yeah? If we continue the way we continue without doing, for example, code refactoring or let's say automation and so on, right? What will happen? Over a period of time, our ability to generate what customers really want as valuable work is going to depreciate. And after a while, we see that probably most of our team's capacity is spent on these kind of technical debt items and not really on what customers want upfront, right? So there are different things which we need to talk about. Not just what, let's say, this is what the customer wants. That becomes very, very evident. That becomes very visible. But there are a lot of other aspects which you need to bring out as coaches for the backlog prioritization to help this to be in a way that it is considering all these different aspects. Yeah? So with that, we are going to do some activity. I also want to make sure that all of you have this tiny little set of dollars. Yeah? So each of this packet is $100. If you anybody who has yet to get it, we have some more actually. You can pick it up. So the way we will do this is you have two $20, you have four $10, and you have four $5. All of you got. You need to yeah, just a little bit careful when you open it. You can just open it like this. Maybe I can just show you that. Just take it and just open it like this. It's okay. Nothing will happen. I mean, even if it tears a little bit, it's just fine. And take it out like this. Yeah? Thank you. Okay, all of you have your $100. Of course, yeah. In fact, while I was actually taking the printout and then the photocopies, one police person actually walked into the photocopy shop and looking at, what is this guy doing, right? Thankfully, he did not really catch me for printing dollars. But yeah, that's what it is. So the round one is going to be, you are going to invest your $100 in the features. Can you just spread the features on the table so that it will be easier for you to look at and invest it? No talking, just silently invest your $100 on any of the features that you want to. Nobody is going to question you on your investment. So you could decide that, oh, okay, all my $100 goes to this particular feature because I absolutely love it, or you can spread it the way you want. Yeah, this is supposed to be a silent part. We don't as much understand that silence part. Go ahead and put all your $100 across the different features. Make sure that all of your $100 are invested. Don't wait for anyone. Just take a look. Whatever you feel like, go ahead and put it on that. This is your. You could put all 100 on a single also if you want to. You can spread it across. Yeah. Just make sure that all your $100 are invested in one or many features, whichever way you would like to. Each of you can independently decide and then invest. Yes, keep it on the just make sure that it is also readable, right? So yeah, put it on the.
So for example, what is the highest from my point of view?
From my point of view, if I say, okay, feature management, I rank it higher, so I'll put $20 here. And if I say, okay, I want to put $5 to something, if you want to participate, please take it.
No, here, I have the whole bundle.
Able to make progress? Okay, which one is getting the maximum investments? Let's take a look. Don't get influenced by your friends. Just independently invest your $100. Are you all out of your $100? Done? Last 30 seconds to finish your investment. Are you going to hold on to your investment? Thinking, strategizing. Okay. Okay, you can actually please go ahead and write down one. Like there's a couple of more blank ones, right? You can put a few more and then it's okay. I mean, whatever you want to call it, just call it product backlog items. Don't call it features. Call it PBIs, call it epics.
individual
Yeah.
जो भी ये
So whatever you want to call it, that's fine.
डबल नहीं डालना है.
Hold on, we are coming to that, right? So only when you go through this, you will get it. Okay, done with the investment.
One person has to put it on one card only, or you can.
No, you can put it on like anything. Yeah. Okay, looks like we have the investment going on, almost done. All right, let's. This is good stuff. Lot of interesting discussions going on. Why we do this and like.
All five? No, I don't think all five.
Okay, please be seated now.
We will have to calculate.
15 है.
Now we. Okay, good work, everyone. Good work, everyone, for doing the investments. This is really amazing. You have invested your $100. I hope you are out of your $100. Yes. Now, now it's time you be seated, please. I'm going to share with you two more steps which you would otherwise typically do in a session like this. When you facilitate this, how many of you have facilitated this with your, okay, some of you already have, right? This is a very, okay, so we have one more table who's still struggling. Let's see what help they need. Do you need any help or you're all set? Don't worry about that, that comes later. Yeah, once you're done the investment, right? So they are a little bit ahead, so that's the reason. Don't worry about it. Yeah, wait, hold on. Don't write anywhere. We will come to that. Yeah. So, yeah, that's not the place where I wanted to write, anyways. So you will have to change your answer, maybe, right? Okay. So in reality, when you facilitate a session like this, you would do a few more things. Here, there are all different prioritization techniques. This is one of my favorites. The reason is it helps everyone's voice to be heard without any biases, right? I might have created a fantastic feature. That might be my idea, and I might be the most influential person in the whole room, and none of you are going to be concerned about that because you can go with your thought of, okay, how much I should invest on this particular feature, right? Now, you would definitely take a lot more time when you actually run a workshop like this with your product backlog refinement leadership, all right? So what you would also do after this is talk about why you did that investment. Say this table is going to talk. Each one of you silently listen to the person, right? And then hear. What was the perspective? And you might get a new perspective because you have done some investment. Probably you never thought about her perspective and his perspective, right? And then you have a chance to redo your investment, reinvestment basically. Based on the new information that you gathered, you are analyzing the situation and then you figure out, oh, okay, so I have to actually probably change my investment. Now we are going to skip these two steps today. For obvious reasons, we don't have as much time to do that. So whatever you have invested is what it is. You're not going to talk about why and then do reinvestment and all of that. Is that okay for everyone? Okay. Now I'm sorry that you are not able to see this. Probably should we move the platform? Okay, this is fine, right? So now, whatever you are doing. Now, please add up the investments, and there is a place there in each of that, the total investment. The total investment, just add up the number and write down for each feature. What is the total investment for each feature? Just add it up, write it with pencil, that's quite okay. You can divide and conquer this. Yeah, in the top right, you have the total investment. Just write it down. You can divide and conquer. Just add up. You're done? Okay, you are already done. Okay, how is? Yeah, they're almost done. You divide and conquer. Go ahead, add up all the investments.
He's taking it home. He doesn't want to invest.
Okay, all right. Now, looks like we have pretty much everyone done with this, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't reveal it, okay? Now, what we also want to do is on your table, right? Based on just the total investments, just order these cards is as one single list. Based on the total investments, just order from one side of the table to the other side.
Hand over the money. Hand over the money. 40.
You can leave the dollars aside now. We don't need that. Yeah, just bring out this as one single list. One single list of, let's say, 15 features or so. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty big list, so you might need to start from one side to the other side. If you can think of a side for the table, but okay, leave the dollars aside. You don't really need the dollars anymore. Yeah. That's,
डबल वाले साइड साइड में रखो।
now, the next thing that I would also like to do is look at the dependencies that you can see within your list. Is there things which you need to change because it is going to be, some dependencies are going to be created if you execute in this order. And bring it out as one single list from top to bottom. The most valuable at the very top. As one single list, also consider the dependencies. Consider the dependencies and see whether you want to reorder anything and have it as one single list. Consider dependencies, reorder it as needed. Okay, consider dependencies, reorder as needed. So I hope you are also considering dependencies, right? Any reordering needed for yours?
But we invested on the base of value, no? Not by the profit.
Yeah, it will be there, but if you think because of the dependencies, you have to change the order, please go ahead and do that.
Let's ask him.
Yes.
We're all clear.
Yes, first in the list. Top in the top will be the highest one. That's okay. I mean, like, as long as this table understands this is the highest, that's just fine. Okay.
सिर्फ बैकलॉग नहीं है, रिलीज भी है, फीचर भी है, नहीं पिन डाउन भी है. So we're developing two.
Yes.
What is the next step basically?
Hold on. We are going to fill out all of this. Okay. So.
Our problem statement was a backlog refinement product, right? Backlog management product.
Yeah.
This was our end goal.
Yes.
These are different related to that, right?
Yes.
Like similar to Jira, we are proposing a
Yes.
separate
Absolutely.
tool, right?
Yeah.
New product. And based on for our product, we are assigning all these, right?
Yes.
So these are our product, like whatever.
Your product backlog items at a little bit higher level.
These are
Yeah.
the epics,
Epics or features, whatever you want to call them.
focus areas for us when we are building a product.
Absolutely.
Correct, right? So that is our problem statement.
Totally, sir.
And we have to just arrange with the value, right?
Value, and then also consider dependencies. Is there anything which will come earlier or later because of the dependencies?
See,
Though
अगर
it's having a low value.
It might be having some.
नहीं, suppose
Yeah,
this is a
dependencies,
Jira,
right?
So now
Yeah.
say release management we are doing, but for we are
Okay.
doing the release management.
Is that done?
We need epic, we may need features.
Feel free to join in one of the tables.
हमारा जो और प्रोडक्ट इज जीरा जीरा के पैरेलल में हमारा प्रोडक्ट है, तो उस बेसिस पे हम कैसे डिजाइन करने वाले हैं अपना प्रोडक्ट वो है. तो अगर हम रिलीज को प्रायोरिटी देंगे पहले.
Good. Another 30 seconds for reordering.
Value change नहीं होगा ना, value would be same.
वो हमने कर दिया, अभी वो नहीं.
No, don't change anything. Just reorder because you have some dependencies.
Okay, so we need to reorder.
You will notice that some of the lower investment comes actually at the higher because of the dependencies. Because of the dependencies. Because that's the reality, right? You also have to consider that.
No, but this is we are going by the flow, no?
Dependency कैसे
Correct. So
Done? Feel free to join any of the tables. If,
Sorry, अगर हमें feature
okay, yeah, just see whichever is a little lighter table, go ahead and join that.
आप जीरा की तरह मत सोचो नहीं जीरा की तरह मत सोचो
Release
This chair is empty if you want.
जैसे भी प्रपोज
How come release come in
Okay,
first?
one last time. Are we all done? Yes? Your reordering is done? You did your investment, sir? Thank you.
You build a team, you set up a team, then you create all these charts parallelly.
Okay, how are we doing? Done with the reordering? Okay, so just last 10 seconds to do the reorder. Just finish it off. Finish it off. Last 10 seconds to do the reordering. Just finish it off. We are almost out of time. Yeah. So finish that. Okay, fantastic.
Iterations goes at the top.
All right. So
Na, so iteration goes at the top, I think, with the release, na? When you are doing it.
Iteration management.
Yeah, so
okay. Now please be seated, all of you. Please be seated. Yes, we are moving on to our next topic. Now that we have done with this round of prioritization, our next big discussion is going to be creating a value scale. So if you are discussing so much for backlog prioritization itself, we will discuss a lot more for the next one. So just hold on, just hold on. Okay, so this is what we did. Now the last step, that's very important. Pat yourself on the back. Congratulations for doing a backlog prioritization using buy a feature. This is called buying a feature. Yeah, very easy to facilitate. Now the next thing is we are going to create a value scale. Yeah, so we talked about that. We need a scale, right? We need to measure value. We need a value scale. So what are we going to do is we have to now look at the investments that you have done and the discussions that you have. So you're pretty familiar with the list of backlog items. Yes? So what you would do is look at one of those medium ones. Probably out of the top 10.
30 to 70 something.
Yeah, depending on like each table, right? It can vary. In the top 10, look at one of those medium ones which you can connect with. You'll say, okay, it's not too big, no, it's not too high a value, it's not too low a value. This is kind of a medium one. Just your gut feel as a table. Go ahead, discuss. Yes, go ahead.
30 to 70 or 80, that is your.
Yeah, that's the investment.
Anything above 80 should be your like top 5.
So yeah, leave aside. This is nothing to do with your whatever you have written down as investment. So probably you can think of
32, let's say.
yeah, this will help you in coming out with this, right? So what we did is we did the ordering from top value to bottom value based on the investment. So now it's a different step that we are going to do, which is picking up one of those as our reference, which is our medium value one. So which one would be your medium value? So you have to really look at probably the top, say, 8, 10 of those. We'll come to that. Yeah. So for now, just go ahead, identify one of those medium ones. In terms of the total, let's say if you have 20 of them, look at only probably the top 10. Not too high, not too low, somewhere in the middle.
So we.
Yeah. So this is we did the prioritization. So you may not have a $50 van here, right? So if okay, so perfect. So is this a good example for a medium valuable one? Again, depending on what is your highest value and what is your lowest value, right? So if you think this is a good sample to go with, pick it up. Call that a $50.
So what is
So if you
feature brings the value? That is
if you already have a $50 and it's kind of matching, right? It's just fine.
How is it different from the investment value?
This is not necessarily, because sometimes what can happen is your entire team has decided to invest on spread across, right? So you may not even have a $50. So you got the list now.
Yeah.
Look at the top like 10 of the list,
Okay.
and somewhere at the middle, pick out one and see whether it's a good sample to have. Got it? You're done? Okay. All right. So this is what it is, right?
This is median. This is median. These 4, these 5 are. So which one is a? Which one is?
Okay, here again. So just a few things that you want to keep in mind. One thing is, as you do this activity, right, you are all very familiar with the features by now because you have been doing this Now, when the table there also, you had this same question, right? Uh, just
Let's give the
yeah.
numbers. Na, what
Since
to
you
do.
have the same question, I'm going to clarify a few things there. So when you do this dollar investment, some of you at the table might spread it across the entire 20 different features that your backlog items that you have. So you may not even have a total $50 value. That's okay. So look at some of you have like very less number of backlog items which actually got the investment, right? So you might have this top heavy items like some things which will be like $200 and so on, right? So look at probably the top 10 from the list that you have. Each table, that list is very different. And that is how it is going to be in real backlog refinement sessions. So pick from that top 10 list, probably pick somewhere in the middle one item and call that a $50 value. Yeah? So what you did is the investment. Now what you're going to do is write down, so you wrote down the investment at the top right. Now for this one, you are going to write down the 50 value as in the top left. In the bottom left. In the bottom left, you have a space for value. So that is a space you are going to write down your 50. All of you have your 50? Yes? Yes? You have? Yes? Here again, you have your $50, right? Yes? Okay, fantastic. Now, you have, yeah, just call it $50, right? 50 value points. And now, using this 50 as your reference value backlog item, you are going to do this activity which you are very, very, very familiar. Many of you are actually teaching it to many people. Yeah? So you are going to do this show of hands. Yeah? 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8, and so on, right? Now, just multiply by 10 so that you get a 30 and 80. So we just need 2 more. Now that you have 50, pick your 30 and 80 based on this reference. Which one would be that? You have done the 30 and 80 also. So now you got to measure all of the rest of the backlog items. Yeah? So this is where you are going to measure the rest. Okay, now if you're done with 30, 80, measure the rest of your backlog items. And there you are going to use this show of hands. Somebody should Scrum Master this activity at each table. Somebody, who is the Scrum Master at each table? Can we have one Scrum Master at each table?
Scrum Master role.
Scrum Master, who is your Scrum Master? Okay. Scrum Master, in this table, who is going to be Scrum? Okay. Scrum Master here. Anyone? Who is the Scrum Master here? Okay, we have. And we have this table, who is the Scrum Master? Madam will be the Scrum Master. Okay, all right. Fantastic. So you are going to do this activity together. Yeah? All Scrum Masters, you are clear, right? How you are going to help your team do the value value assessment, right? So what we will do is use planning poker. Go one by one based on your reference value. Create look at the new feature that you want to do and come out with the value. Go with the average. No talking, you don't have to have any clarifications. Don't worry about the extremes. Just go with the average. Yeah? Make it really fast. Probably another 4. Okay, so what you're going to do is you have your $50, right? Fantastic. So now, based on these references, you have a fair understanding of what does a 50 means, what does a 30 means, what does 80 means. So, because we cannot show 50 like this, right? So you show 5. 5 means 50, right? So you multiply that. So to pick up a new feature, probably from the top of the list, maybe down another 5 more. Yeah? Go ahead and do this as a planning poker activity. The values. For the remaining. Start from the top of the list. And you show this like that is 13 or more than.
Yeah, 3 or 5.
Yeah.
No, 3 or
Yes.
8.
Yeah.
5 you already have.
Yes.
Okay. So whatever.
Start from the top of the list. Let's see how much we can go.
So
So everyone.
Now our day off
30,
three,
yeah,
so what
yeah,
these three
yeah.
are three.
Now,
Below
start from the top of the list. Based on what you come out with, right? Again, use the show of hand. Who is the scrum master? Okay. Yeah,
This in the center.
planning poker. Not effort, value. We are coming to effort later.
And we will show
Okay.
the show of hands.
So this is the value measurement. So efforts will come later. This is purely value measurement from a with the references.
Compare it with this particular feature and then see whether it is
Yeah.
qualified
So
for
earlier
three
what we
or
did
three.
is without a reference. Now we have a reference which you created.
So show of hands and we will do it.
Yeah. Each table's reference is going to be different. And based on your reference, you are going to, to estimate the value of each. Yeah. Start from the top. You don't have to finish everything.
Feature management.
Done. Okay. Now, based on this, right, you have to. So these are your references, right? Based on this reference, you have to now do an activity
Now we are
to
getting biased because
put the value for at least like some 4 or 5 of this top features. Yeah. How do you do that? You have the planning poker, like same thing, right? As a team, you do this together. Silently do it, not talking. Don't have to clarify anything. Just go with like 5 or 8 or whatever number, right? And then add, take an average. Multiply by 10, that will give you the value. Because this is like, yeah, we can't show 50 on our hands. So
Not even 3 out. But it's okay. Yeah, pick random. What is it? Dashboard 3.
yeah.
There is no 5.
Okay.
I didn't see your 8.
Okay, you got it right. Okay. So you have the 30, 50, 80 and you are doing the rest of the things. Doing show of hands. Okay, fantastic.
Your authentication is 8.
Hey, join any of the tables, yeah, please. You got the hang of it? You are able to do it?
So let's not discuss. Let's just go by the show.
Yeah. You got to make it really fast, okay? You have to make it go fast, yeah. 8, yeah. 80. You have to write 80, please.
Iteration management, managing sprints, that's 3.
Okay, fast, and then, yeah, write as many as you can. It's coming to 2, and then you wrote 20, right? Okay, fantastic. Go ahead.
8 for me. 8. Team management.
Okay,
Hey, you are not giving
you got to go really fast. Show the card, and then everybody estimates together.
that cannot
Okay, feature management. Okay, so all of you have all of your clarity on the 50, right? And based on that, you do a show of hands. Value, absolutely. Thank you. So, okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, show.
task management is 3.
Okay. What's average? We. Okay, so that's what you do.
Nobody wants matrix. No, 3.
And okay, go with the majority. That's fine. 5. Okay, put it as 50 then.
Management is 8.
Put it as 50.
Yeah, there is no prioritization.
Making progress. How many done? Wow. Making progress here. Okay, fantastic.
Nobody cares. Literally nobody cares. Actually, Jira should remove these charts, man. Literally useless.
We need custom sets.
I would say 10 out of 10 teams, nobody meets this chart. Nobody. I've never seen.
Okay, some tables are already done, right? All right, everyone. You could join any of the tables. Feel free to join. Okay, so we are moving on. How many of you are done? How many stories are done? No need. How many done? That's good enough. How many are done?
We are done.
Okay, that's fine. All right. You're all done, everything?
Yes.
Okay. So one thing that we need to keep in mind. So people who are coming new, right, you can join any of the free chairs, join any of the tables. So one thing that please keep in mind when you, do I have everyone's attention? Please. I know you are not done yet. Some of you are still working. That's okay. You have learned this. You are ready to move forward. Yes?
For the
we need to move forward, right? Okay, now, some of you are a little bit struggling when it comes to the value. So what I also suggest is, when you are not very comfortable, right, the Scrum Master asks, hey, are you all ready to do the estimation, right? And people say, yeah, yes. And then you are slowly looking at the other person. Oh, what is this other person doing, right? And you start off with like this, and slowly it becomes 5. And when the other expert is doing something else, right? Then you suddenly raise one more hand. So just to make it make everyone comfortable, what I would also suggest is the very first time you are doing this with your product managers or product owners and stakeholders and so on, right? In Scrum at Scale, we call it the executive meta Scrum. In that, the very first time, you could do this with your eyes closed. Everybody closes the eye and then do this only once, so that you get that independent view. Okay, now we have done this part. The next thing is something which is super familiar to all of you, which is measuring the effort. This doesn't need any explanation, right? Now, here again, what do you need to measure the effort? Number of days, number of hours, or what do you need? Based on whose number of days, right? That's always a challenge. So what you do is, you look at, again, a reference story. What would you call a 5-pointer? You got to identify a 5-pointer, so that you're taking away this number of days, number of hours from the whole equation, right? Yes. Yes. Absolutely. It's all about value. Now we are moving on to the effort estimation. Effort. Yes. So there is a reason for this. Again, like, we will not spend much time around this, because this is something which you can all easily do it. You have done it so many times. So please select out of, like, you wear your developer architect hat now and come out with which one would be a medium one to implement from the list that you have. Which would be a medium one to implement? Out of all the things that you have.
No, but that was what we have done till now is for the value. So
Yes.
identifying the business value. Now what we will have to do
Implementation level.
from implementation point of view, how much
Oh, that's
time
okay.
or effort it will take. Yeah, story point.
Medium is, let's say, in half a sprint.
I mean, that is what
Can I talk to you after this?
I mean, we are everything looking at one sprint, right? So half a sprint, what is medium, right?
we can go with that reference as well.
We have various aspects that we talked about. So I will have to talk to you after this. We can catch up over lunch. Okay. So what you are doing is, you have identified one 5-pointer. Now, based on that 5, identify your 3 and your 8. Let's see whether you are able to do that. That's kind of your test of how good your reference 5 is. And the Scrum Masters, please Scrum Master this activity well. You have your 5-pointer? Do you have your 5?
Medium for us, which
Medium 1.
one we can go with 5, or I can say median for us from effort point of view.
This, yeah. Okay. So this is completely irrespective of the value. This has nothing to do with value. Yeah?
The implementation on what we can do in half a sprint.
half of the sprint.
So you can take that reference scale as well.
Okay, you got your 3-pointer, you've got your 5-pointer.
We can do this. I think we can do this. User story management.
User story management.
Even वो भी कर सकते हैं ना.
You got your 3 and your 5?
Yeah. So here, yes, user authentication.
You got your 3 and your 5?
So we will have to create a reference.
Okay.
So if we are saying
You got your 3s, 5s, 8s. Okay. Now again, just for the top set of features, do this. All Scrum Masters, pay attention. For your entire list of features, maybe at least the top 10, right? You're going to do this planning poker. Now, with the very familiar thing of effort estimation. How do you look at the effort? What? Complexity, the volume of work involved, the risks, the dependencies, all those are factors. Now, if a team has been working on this for a longer time, right, they might do it faster. The number of days will be shorter. That's fine. But we are actually measuring not the skill level, not how fast these people can actually go, but the effort of the work, which is irrespective of time. Please keep that in mind. This is a concept which we can probably discuss over lunch, but not in this one anymore. So with that, look at the overall effort. Yeah, the total volume of work, risk, dependencies, complexity, all of that counts. Do a planning poker at your table. Look at and then write down the efforts.
So not with the time.
So, yes, so
Write down the estimates at the bottom middle
कोई डिपेंडेंसी नहीं है कुछ
column.
नहीं है, मेरा तो हो ही जाएगा मतलब मेरा ही अमाउंट ऑफ
half a sprint में हो जाएगा.
ना डिपेंडेंसी है ना इसमें कोई
First of
You
all,
got it?
try to find out a median for us.
Okay.
I think
So you have.
let's go through others.
Okay, fantastic. You can continue with the remaining also.
Considering
Yes.
complexity,
Yes.
dependency, volume of work, all these
What is it? Is it a?
which one is a median for us?
Medium level पे what is an implement?
Yeah, that is a backlog. Yeah. Yes.
Please identify these two user on the
Yeah. So you can go ahead and do the estimate of at least some storage. Do you have your 5-pointer for the estimation?
Yeah, even dashboards. Yeah, it's
Okay. So which one would be from a developer perspective, right? Which one would be a medium one to look at?
but actually dashboard.
There's one. Okay. Put 5 there.
Correct.
के लिए आपको
Put 5. And based on this 5, estimate another one. Which one? How much would this be? Do a planning poker, like 1, 2, 3, 5, right? Just fatapat do it. For few of these things, put some numbers. So we'll need those numbers pretty soon.
It doesn't have dependency actually.
हाँ एफर्ट इसमें 2 ही लगा सकते हो या मतलब
Okay.
We can say कि हाँ, if this is our median, okay, and then we start putting like, okay, what is more than this and what is less than this. So अभी for an example, suppose अगर मैं बात करता हूँ, if we are talking about release burn down chart, if you want to create that
Another 1 minute to complete this activity.
release burn down chart, will it have any dependency?
Another minute to finish this.
How much time it will
And we are coming to the value delivery chart after that.
it will definitely
So
higher
now,
than this.
so that's what he said. Now you have to bring your technical mind into this and see that even though it looks feature management, but how much time does it take?
Yes.
That's it.
And how complex it is, how much
Correct.
dependency it has,
Dependencies are
what are
there.
the
Yes.
uncertainties and all that will play.
Correct.
So now when we talk about release burn down chart, definitely it is higher than this. Because release burn down,
It has dependencies on the
Dependencies
user
on other
stories and
factors
yes,
as well.
yes.
okay. Similarly, we'll have to do for rest of the things. So let's start doing it again. So sprint burn down chart.
That's similar to release burn down, or we can reuse. But again, like pointers we have to point.
Done, right?
Yeah, we have to write the estimate.
That should not be the
You have some numbers with you now?
This one
Yeah?
is 5 for us, and then we have to go for 3 or 8.
Okay, good Scrum Mastering here.
This is 5.
correct.
Now we will have to go. This is 8.
All right. Now we let's move on to our next topic.
Okay.
All of you are
But we got the estimate.
hello.
Correct.
The last table. Yeah. And okay, so you have your estimates done. So if you look at the bottom row, you should have the value and the estimate now in that. Okay? So with that, we are going to now start plotting what is called a value delivery chart. For that, you also need one more aspect. So you have this list that you originally have, right? So based on that, you need to now start looking at which ones will come in which quarters, right? So each queue has, let's say, 20 points. If 20 is too much for you, right, make it 15. So that on an average, you should have, like, say, 3 backlog items in each quarter. So what would be an average for you? If you want to get 3 backlog items in each quarter, what would be the number that you will go with? Is it 20 your capacity, 15, 25?
Based on the size of the story is what we have.
Look at the cards that you have. Look at the average.
What he's saying is, yeah, we have
Add up any 3. What do you get?
story points. Based on that, how many cards can we accommodate in 15 story point quarter?
These are the estimate points. So we are looking at, like, maybe on average, probably it is 15 for you, or 10 for you, depending on what you have.
Now, when we say story point estimation as a feature, how many story points will it be? 3, 8, because we will have to come with that.
Yes, but again, it should go with your sprint goal. Na? we want to achieve.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
First we need to
Now we have this number, right? What is the average number?
The complete set of features. And then
20 points.
with the
That's your average. Okay.
right now
So look at
we're not looking at the sprint.
look at each quarter.
no, agree. But okay. So for
Can you see the line here
to achieve, so
at the bottom?
what should we begin with? What is the first thing that
Okay, I think this team is not able to see that. So there is this quarter line. If you can come this side.
Suppose all your stories
Uh,
are 8 story points. Then you
So you have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4.
you have only 20.
Okay. So you got to draw a line like this.
Stories are 3. Then you can put probably 7 stories or 6 stories over there. That is what he's asking.
Can I borrow this on this chart? Can I take this, please? Okay. Okay. Now we are going to use this chart. On the chart, draw the x-axis, which is the different quarters in here, like what you see here: 24 Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Okay. And
Assign story points
based on the priorities that you had,
where we are with the rest
pick up from the top of the list.
like user story management. Will it be 3 or 8? When we consider user
Pick up from the top of the list.
5.
Finally, it will look something like this. You need to plot the value.
what's on the y-axis?
Value.
Okay. So looking at, yeah. So now you have to have a y-axis. So draw a y-axis also, which has the total value points. Okay, total value, not the estimate, the value. Total value you are going to add up. And how do you do this?
It's not your estimate.
You have to have your quarter by quarter features that you are going to work on, roughly. And you have the total capacity for the team as the limitation there. You see that? So the total capacity is measured in story points. If you decided 12 is your capacity, maybe you have 4 stories which are going in there. And that value you need to add up and plot that number here. Okay? Do that for,
Let's say top 10. Let's find the top 10. Or maybe do one thing. No, एक काम करो.
okay. Now, one question is that some of you may not have enough features for all the quarters. Yeah? So which team doesn't have enough features for all the quarters?
8 है. यहाँ रखते हैं. 5 है. 8 है. और then
Do you have enough features for all the quarters that's there?
Sprint burn down value estimation.
Write down the quarter. One second. Just write down the quarters also. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 on the cards.
point estimation.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Velocity chart.
That is what you have to add up the, let's say, if you are selecting these 3 things, right? So you add up these 3 values.
Feature management.
Feature management.
So write the quarters and add up the value. Yeah. So you are able to add up the values, right? So yeah, these are the value numbers alone you add up for each quarter. So if this is Q1, you put as Q1 so that we'll have to use that later also.
Board management है basically.
Yeah, put Q1, Q2, Q3 on these cards as well.
Developing all this, don't look at just the configuration.
Put the quarters on the cards as well so that you know which one is going where. Can you show your chart? Okay, fantastic. So now with this quarters decided, you can pick up the total value. Like if let's say if these 3 are going, right, 30 plus 50 plus 50, 130. So that will be your Q1, right? So you put 130 there.
So now we have to pick.
Okay.
I mean, we have to pick one high and 2 low, something like that.
We have to strike a
Mix and match, yes. But at the same time, it should bring value as well.
Yes.
maximum value and
Yeah.
minimum effort. We can also
Please.
think about that.
Yeah. You also need to put the quarters, Q1, Q2, Q3 on the cards. So that it becomes easier to add it up. Just add up, like for example, these 3 are your quarter 1, right? 30 plus 30 plus 80, 140, right? So plot it like that. Yes.
So we have to decide what we can pick in
So
quarter
now,
one.
yeah. So
Can
now
we
let's
please,
go by
yeah.
which quarter we want
Sorry.
to pick which one.
Okay, so you are able to do this, right?
Mix and match. नहीं ना. Spill over हो गया तो value नहीं आएगा.
Okay, good point. Problem to have. We are going to talk about that. That's why we did the estimate also. Just we are coming to that.
वो put करना है, वो बाकी चीज छोड़ दो. पहले सबसे
No,
पहले
it is you are adding the total value in each quarter, right? That's it.
what we will have to deliver first.
The release management should be first.
Yeah. We are going to. Okay, so you have the limitation as the capacity, right? What did you do? So this is what is the total what is your capacity? Is it 20 points? So you 30. That's it. That's a lot.
These are quarter managed.
So you cannot have like, I mean, you won't have enough features for that, right? So keep it as like 15 or something, or maybe 20. 20 is fine. So this is 20. This is actually going beyond 20, right? So you need to push it to the next quarter.
30, okay, so 160 and
Yeah.
140 हो गया है.
अभी बाकी करते हैं.
Yeah. So just put a rough number, like don't have to estimate and all.
140.
Yeah. Wait.
तो और एक स्टोरी ले सकते हैं क्या?
ले सकते हैं, but we will have to.
Okay. Now that
स्टोरी बेस्ड एस्टिमेशन
all right. So all of you are able to plot this chart.
नहीं हुआ है. We can take one more.
Can you got it?
वन मोर वीकेंड टेक
Oh, okay. No, you got to sum it up actually. See that. So
Down chart, yeah,
which one
down
is
chart.
your Q1?
So maybe both
Now you have to have, what's your capacity?
velocity
Say
both 6.
10 points. So you can actually do this many in one quarter and maybe like this many in the next quarter. So like that you put the Q1 as well. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Make sure that at least one item is there in each quarter.
These will all be Q2.
ये भी user authentication we don't need.
Okay, put one in here as well.
What about release management?
वो डाल सकते हैं
Q2 में.
Q2 ना. So 8, 16 already. No, it's 24. You can't take.
छोटा ले
Are you
लो
able to
वो
plot?
वाला।
Okay,
हाँ,
very good.
iteration management. ये 2. हाँ, first ये हो गया.
Quarter 2 हो गया.
हाँ, ये
Then
quarter.
quarter 3.
Yes.
Dashboards.
Okay, for now just leave it because we don't have much time. Ideally you should. Okay, so you are looking at the total capacity you have. What is your capacity, team's capacity? 18. Okay, so you need to pick up a few more items. Actually, can I suggest you keep it like 15 or 10 so that you can move faster?
Continuous improvement तो quarter 4 में ले सकते हैं ना. Then
इसमें
bring
हुआ है बट ये
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine.
21.
So this is again like 15 under
Our
15.
developers
Now
are now very
find at least one
efficient,
for
so we
these
can
two,
take extra.
and then add up these values and plot it like 80 plus. So 180, right? 180. You put it here. I mean, like change the scale a little bit. Probably add a 1 to that list.
पहला quarter मैंने कितना value deliver किया?
Okay, so we are now moving on to our next activity, which you have to do the math now. Some of your charts may not be looking pretty, right? Because it is going down and it is going very random. So what happens in real life, right? When you have product teams working together. Okay, folks, please listen in. When you have product, any chart which is really ready. So when you have product teams working together, what happens is that your investment changes. Okay, guys, settle down like. Okay. Can I use your chart? You need it actually for the next one. So it's not very visible, but so what can happen, right? Is when you do this activity, your value chart can look a little bit like this. Of course, we are doing it within a few seconds to compute the value, and that is one of the reasons it is looking like this. But in reality, it may not look like this. But what can happen is, over a period of time, the total investment the organization is giving for the value stream that the product line that you have can vary. Let's say you had 5 teams working on this product. Yeah. So don't worry, we will move on to the next chart and then you will get a better understanding. So next one you can do that. So let's say you started off with 5 teams working in a product, but pretty soon you realize that no, this is not good enough, right? We need to ramp up this to, let's say, another 3 more teams. And that continues. So what would happen naturally? The total value that will get delivered will obviously go up. But why did that happen? We cannot look at, oh, we are delivering more value, but yeah, you got more capacity now. So what you also need to do is look at value delivery per point. So that over a period of time, whether your total investment, that is where the portfolio management comes into picture, right? Whatever be your total organizational investment for your product line, or you call it the value stream, you can still kind of look at this and say, okay, so over a period of time, we are able to deliver more value per point, or we are going down. If you just look at value alone by itself, it may not give you the full picture. Of course, it gives you a beautiful picture of what is the actual value delivery. Yeah, there are a lot of organizations which try out this ROI and other various mechanisms for that, but after a while, it just stops somehow because the effort and the result that you're getting doesn't really match up, right? So next, what you're going to do is do a little bit more math. Can you do that now faster? Take the next chart. Forget about if you have not completed the first one, that's fine. Okay, so this is this is probably a better example of how your value chart looks like. Yeah? You got it, right? Now what you're going to do is you are going to add up the estimates also and do that division. So here again you will have the different quarters and the value per point. So you are going to divide the total value by the total points in each quarter. Total value divided by the total points. So for example, if you have only one story in Q4, yeah, some of you have only one story in Q4, the value of that divided by the estimate of that. So go ahead and do that. That's our last activity.
I didn't get it.
And here again,
So it's like how much value we have delivered and how many story points we have delivered. So we will have to find out value per point.
80 divided by 5 या 60 divided by
पहला क्वार्टर का कितना है?
वो रहा ना, वहाँ लिखा था ना 240
40 उसको डिवाइड करो
280
280 था हाँ
280 डिवाइड बाय
क्वार्टर वन किधर है
Quarter one किधर है?
1 किसके पास
280 डिवाइड बाय व्हाट?
एस्टिमेट कम करो ना
in the new chart paper,
करेंगे क्वार्टर वन किधर है
अच्छा ठीक है quarter
वो इसके नीचे है।
क्वार्टर वन का
ये रहा
280 बोला ना?
280 डिवाइड बाय
divided by how many story points? Story points count करो आप. Just count these story points.
एस्टिमेट
okay, maybe you can expand the, you probably need a different scale itself. Add up, divide. Yeah. Yeah, just divide, put the number. Total value by, you have the total value already, right? And just add up the estimate, divide it. What is the total estimate? Add up the total estimate. Total value divided by total estimate for each quarter. Total value by total estimate for each quarter. Okay, so now another important aspect that you had to think of. Okay, folks, one last aspect that you have to keep in mind. Can you all hear? Hello? One last aspect that you have to keep in mind is that our lunch is ready. Okay, so I just want to make sure that you are able to move forward. I'm not going to be a roadblock, an impediment. Fantastic. Come over. Please show your picture. So this is an example of how the chart would look like. Probably yes. Please come over and yeah. Good job. Yeah, absolutely. So fantastic effort, folks, everyone. Now, how do we use this, right? We have this. Now we are going to use this also. Yeah. So this is one of the key things that you would need to make those difficult prioritization at the portfolio level, maybe. Yeah. So the value also helps teams and leadership figure out, are we in the right direction? Should we need to do any pivoting? Do we need to change course? What should we really be focusing on? How do we streamline our entire organization when it comes to this aspect, right? So that's really about it. Now, what I hope is that you have learned how to measure value delivery and also to normalize it using the estimation. Very, very important aspect. Not many organizations do that. So I hope you will introduce back at your work. Yes? Okay. All right. What did we learn from this? Just few key takeaways. What is your key takeaways from here? And can I take all the questions because people will be waiting for lunch, right? So I'll just take the key takeaways, and they are also showing me the time from various angles. So I have to keep a distance from Sushil. He's showing me the time. Okay, what are the key takeaways? How to measure value? Measuring value per point. Yeah? What is it? Value of value, right? Absolutely. We talk about value. We all have this manifesto that all printed in and beautifully kept, but how do we know, right? We got to really measure this. And it's not very difficult, isn't it? You actually took extremely little time here, and it's very cruel of me to run you through this very intense set of activities in such a short period of time. But thank you all for being patient and going through this. I hope you learned. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I'll talk to you in detail. So let me just pass it back to, yes.
Hi everyone. First of all, thanks to Shijo for this wonderful, engaging, interactive 1.5 hour session. I know none of us have checked the time, but it's lunch time. So first of all, thanks to Shijo and thanks to each of you. We would like to invite Dr. Srimati Keshan to facilitate Shijo.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. And amazing to hear your story, and I'm honored and humbled. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you so much. God bless you too, and all your efforts. Yeah, yeah.
So before breaking for lunch, couple of small announcements which are really important. The lunch is backside, and there are sponsors booths on the other side. And make sure you collect your water bottle from Agile Waters counter. And there are other counters as well, the sponsor counters. And one important thing is like Agile Spear. There's an initiative by APGI. So if in case you haven't got your coupons during registration, you can directly go to the Agile Spear counter. You can take the coupons and you can take part in that. And be back by 2 o'clock for whatever session you feel like. Have a nice lunch.